Hi, Dave from Backyard Golf. We're out in Wadsworth, Ohio. We're going to do an extreme golf makeover on a backyard. Let me show you what we have planned here. Right behind me is where the putting green is going to be. We look back towards that tree, about 75, 80 yards. That's where the tee location is going to be. The green's going to be multi-tiered. It's kind of a kidney shape, boomerang shape, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have an upper tier right here where you can see inside the lines there. That is going to be an upper tier tight location, pin location. Right where I'm standing behind it, if we have enough dirt, I want to build up a big backyard backboard here. And that way, if you put this ball up on this tier, it's going to bounce, and then with enough spin, it's going to catch this backboard and spin back down towards the hole. As we come over on the golfer's left, we're going to have the easiest pin location. It's just going to feed right off an approach here. You can actually bounce the ball into the cup, or up into the pin location off of this thing. We're going to have a simple little approach. You can see the line coming around here. It's going to be bent grass too. Little approach. It's going to wrap around in front of a bunker and come back up and meet up with this left-hand pin location. So very accessible here on the left-hand side. Here is a bunker that is going to protect the right-hand pin location. I'm hoping to put a lip on this bunker so we can't see where the ball ends up on this hole. It'll be a complete surprise. You hit your balls up here. Did you bounce over, or are you 2 feet away or in the hole? Anyway, and then we're going to have a little bit of a ridge right down the center of this green that's going to feed the ball. If you cut the ball in here, it's going to feed it to the right position. If you happen to put a lot of juice on a draw, it's going to catch that ridge and feed it down to the left-hand position. So a lot of interesting shots coming into this green. It's going to be a lot of fun for years for Matt and his friends. We're starting to get some initial shape. It basically looks like a pile of dirt right now. We're going to jump, throw a Harley rake on the skid steer and start creating a little bit more shape. I'm going to bring a little bit more soil up here to the front and try to create our bunker edge. Then I'm going to throw the Harley rake on and see if we can't get our elevations right. I've got a big pile of topsoil that I'm going to skim. Once I got my elevations right in my rough grade, I've got some pretty decent topsoil, and we're going to throw it on the sides. And then we're going to start bringing the mix over. All right, I'm waiting for the homeowner. We had the Harley rake on the Bobcat, but just way too big for this confined area. There's just too many edges, too many different nooks and crannies that we're trying to create here. And so the Bobcat mounted Harley rake isn't going to work. We're going to bring in a Toro Dingo with a 4-foot Harley rake. It's a walk behind, and I'll be able to create the various knobs, elevations, edges. It just a lot of work yet to go here. But anyway, you can see we got the bunker kind of laid out. We kind of got dirt moved into the various locations, but I mean, I wouldn't even call it a rough grade. It is just, it's not good. So as soon as Matt gets back here with the Dingo and the Harley rake, I'm going to start really dressing this thing up and actually creating the shape that we're looking for. We'll get all these rocks out of here. I got a big pile of topsoil that I'm going to maybe bring over here and start working some of the topsoil into this core. Alright, end of day one. We have our initial grade set, as you can see. Got a multiple tiered green. Kind of a rough grade, but this grade, we just want to get it close to where we need to be. So there you go. Matt's gonna kindly dress up all these edges here, rake up all the stones along the edges. Tomorrow, that's our greens mix that goes up on top, and we start rolling this thing and getting a very true grade. Tomorrow's grade is the important grade. So we're going to come back here bright and early and see if we got sod coming tomorrow. We got Narragon's irrigation team coming tomorrow. We're going to ring this thing with irrigation. And then we're going to lay sod, and hopefully by the end of tomorrow night this thing's seeded, sodded, irrigated, and ready to grow in. Alright, end of day one. We did a great job. Moved a lot of dirt, shaped it pretty well. It's going to be a bigger green than originally anticipated, which is great. The view from the tee is phenomenal. Once this thing gets grassed in, all the different little subtle ridges, tiers are going to create shadows throughout the day on it. It's just going to look phenomenal. Looking forward to it. I got Matt working on some projects. He's 30, so he can work all night. I'm going to go home. I'm going to mow my green. I'm going to eat dinner. And then I'm going to play some guitar and look forward to coming back and hopefully knocking this thing out tomorrow. Till then. Well, it's been a hell of a day. We're still trying to finish up some things here, but basically before I go, we are going to test the irrigation system, and then we are going to set a program to water that green every half hour all day long. I'm hoping to put like 15 startup times, so it's just going to come on, it's going to water for 2 or 3 minutes. We're just going to kind of keep the top wet, like to see green here in about 2 weeks. So anyway, let's see what we have here. Just finished the tee box. Got the classic rectangular pattern on the tee box. I don't know if you can see the green way off in the distance. Let me see if I can zoom. I probably don't know how to zoom here. I probably don't know how to zoom on this camera. Anyway, we'll walk up to the green, see what it looks like. Alright, so anyway, we got some sod down to kind of line things up. We're going to throw some seed here outside the sod line. We got to rake out this approach here. Here's the green. It's phenomenal. It encompasses all of the classic design. Mackenzie, Ross. It's a lot of peat dye in this green because it's just crazy. Coming around, this all gets to, I'm just about ready to seed this. I gotta get this seeded, then we gotta get the we haven't run the irrigation. We're waiting for all this stuff to get done. We're gonna run the irrigation, make sure everything's okay, get all the heads right. Pretty intense slope on this green. It's just really, really unbelievable. It has come out way, way, way more intense and better than I actually thought it would be. It's just crazy. I cannot wait to fire a golf ball in here and putt out on it. So anyway, let's we're actually double cutting today because this green is really long and we're going to get it in. We're cutting at 9/16, but I'm going to put him at 7/16 for his next cut here in a day or so. We've got to get some fertilizer down, and that's having a little trouble there.
We've got to get some fertilizer down once again, but it is really thick and long, and maybe a little bit longer than where I wanted to start this thing. And as you can see, the approach is really cranking here, so we're going to give that a little haircut too. We can look back towards the tee. Matt has cut kind of a fairway cut out here, which is kind of cool. I think he's having a ball with it. And as we're walking up to the tee box, that'll get cut at 9/16 also. But tee box come in beautiful. It is just full. Going to be able to hit golf shots off of this here in about a couple weeks, and it'll do just fine. And back up towards. All right, there's the initial cut. Wow, it was long, and but that's okay. That's okay. It took a little shock. It's going to get some fertilizer.